Hello everyone. Today we shall discuss some important questions of DMS. First, let us study 2 marks questions. So the first question is, what is a set? Give an example, which we have studied already. So what is a set? Set is nothing but a collection of objects, unordered objects. So what is set? Collection of an unordered objects. Okay. Example, you can give any example. For example, set A equal to AEIOU, set of OX. Next, set B is 2, 4, 6, 8. Means a set of even numbers from 2 to 8. So this is the definition of set and an example. So as it is for 2 marks, for definition carries 1 mark and example carries 1 mark. Next, what are disjoint? See, you need to define here what are disjoint set, equal set, Venn diagram, universal set and power set. So first one, disjoint set. As we discussed already, disjoint means when there are 2 sets. For example, set A is 1, 2, 3 and set B is 4, 5, 6. Okay. When we take the intersection of these 2 sets, that is A intersection B. So as we know, intersection means what? The common objects present in both the sets. Here, do you find any common object between these 2? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is no common element or common object. Therefore, A intersection B is a null set. Such sets are called as disjoint set. So, disjoint set means what? When there are 2 non-empty sets, if their intersection is empty set, then it is called as a disjoint set. Next, equal set. Equal set, as the name indicates, when we have 2 sets. Okay. For example, A is 1, 2, 3. Okay. And B is 1, 2, 3. Okay. So here both the sets are having same elements, exactly same elements. It may be like this also. A is 1, 2, 3 and B is 2, 3, 1. This is also called as equal set. Okay. So 2 sets are said to be equal sets when they have same elements. Okay. So that is about equal set. Next, Venn diagram. Venn diagram is nothing but graphical representation of sets. For example, A is A, B, C and B is B, C, D. Okay. If we need to represent A intersection B, how do you represent? This is universal set. Okay. And here is A and here is B. Okay. So what is the intersection? Intersection is nothing but common elements. Which are the common elements we have? B and C. So BC you are supposed to write here. Now, except BC, what are the remaining elements in A? Except BC, we are having A. Next, except BC, we are having D. And we need to, mark this one. Okay. So this is A intersection B. So what is this Venn diagram? Venn diagram is nothing but the graphical representation of set. Next, we have universal set. Universal set means what? For example, U is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And A is 1, 2. And B is 2, 3. C is 2, 3, 4. See, when we have number of sets, okay, and all these sets are subsets of a fixed set, that is called as universal set. Means universal set is containing the objects which can be present in all the remaining sets. That means A is subset of universal set. Okay. B is subset of universal set. C is subset of universal set. So what is the definition of universal set? All the sets are subsets of a fixed set, and that fixed set is called as a universal set. Next, power set. Power set means, let me give you an example. See, S is equal to 1, 2, 3. S is a set. Now, let me write the power set of this first. That is represented as P of S. So, P of S is equal to, I will write all the possible subsets of set A. That is, first comes null set. Okay. Next comes 1. Next 2. Next 3. Then 1, 2. Then 1, 3. And 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3. So what I have written here, null set, including null set, all these sets are nothing but the power set of set S. Okay, subsets. Okay, so the meaning of power set is nothing but power set is a set which is including all the possible subsets of a set S. That is called as power set. Now, next question. Explain principle of duality. Okay, this we have already studied in class. So what is duality? Consider a compound proposition U. Okay, so its duality is represented as UD. Okay, see, for example, U is equal to P and Q are Q or R. Okay, so this is a compound proposition. Now, duality means we are supposed to write it as, see, these all are the logical connectives, and or then F0 and T0. When we have these logical connectives in a compound proposition, we have to write them in the inverse, like and is written as or is written as and, F0 as T0 and T0 as F0. So this is nothing but the duality. See here, now how to write this? UD, duality of compound proposition U will be B and becomes R, Q, R becomes and Q and R. Similarly, if U is P F0 Q and Q T0 negation of P. How to write its duality? U D is equal to P F0 becomes T0 Q and becomes R, Q T0 becomes F0, and the negation, remember, negation remains the same. Only these four are going to be changed here. So negation P. So this is how we write the duality. Now what is exactly the principle of duality that I tell you? If two compound propositions we have U and V, okay, if U and V are logically equal, then their dualities are also logically equal. That is, duality of U is logically equal to duality of V. This is called as principle of duality. So what is principle of duality? When the two compound propositions U and V are logically equivalent, then their dualities are also logically equivalent. This is called as principle of duality. Next question. Write De Morgan's law for set theory. So what is De Morgan's law? A union B whole bar equal to A bar intersection B bar. Okay. And one more is A intersection B whole bar is equal to A bar union B bar. Okay. How to prove this? We can prove this using the truth tables. Let me solve one. A union B whole bar. Okay. So what are we require here? A, B, then A union B, then A union B whole bar, then RHS side A bar, B bar, A bar intersection B bar. Okay. Now let me write the inputs. See here. A union B means what? Multiplication 0, 0, 0, 1. Next, A union B whole bar means exactly complement of this 1, 1, 1, 0. Okay. So this is what? Our LHS. Coming to RHS. A bar. So A bar means complement of A. B bar, complement of B. A bar intersection B bar. All of these. 1 plus 1, 1. 1 plus 0, 0 plus 1. So this is RHS. So verify whether the LHS is equal to RHS or not. Yes, this is the proof of De Morgan's theorem. Similarly, you can go for proving the second De Morgan's theorem also. Now, next question. What are tautology and contradiction? So as we discussed earlier, tautology means what? When we have a compound proposition, if all the truth values are 1, then it is called as tautology. Means what? Whatever the expression given for that expression, when we solve it, if the final result is 1, then it is called as tautology. Contradiction means for a given compound proposition, if all the truth values are zeros, then it is called as contradiction. Now, the next question is, what is permutation? Give an example. So, permutation means what? It is a technique of arrangements of the given objects. For example, consider a name. Okay. Consider a name Triveni. So here the question is, what is in how many ways the letters of this word can be arranged? So that is the permutation. Okay. So totally how many letters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters are there. That means it is 7 factorial. Okay. Divided by the letters which are repeated, that we need to consider. T not repeated, R not repeated, I repeated, 2. Therefore divided by 2 factorial. Next, V not repeated, E, N not repeated. So what is 7 factorial divided by 2 factorial? Divided by 2 factorial. Can cancel. Now what is the answer? $2,520. So using these letters we can have 2,520 words. Okay. So what is permutation? Permutation is a technique of arrangement of the given objects. Next, what are quantifiers? Write its types. So quantifier means what? For example, let me write some sentences. All integers are not real numbers. Okay. Some even numbers are prime numbers. Okay, all some every number multiple of 2 is even number. Okay, so I am using the words here all, some, every, each, like that. So the prepositions where we use such words which are related to quantity, so the words which indicate the quantity are called as quantifiers. So what are quantifiers? The compound prepositions in which the words all and some, every, each, so these words are there, then such compound prepositions are called as quantifiers. Okay, types, there are 2 types. One is universal quantifier. And another one is extensional quantifier. So universal means all, every, each. Okay, so universal means all, every, each. So these are called as universal. Extensional means what? Some, there exists, at least, such words. Okay, and the symbol is the thing, but for universal, like this, for all x belongs to z. So for all is the symbol of universal quantifier, whereas extensional means for some x belongs to set of integers, like that. So this is universal quantifier, whereas this is extensional quantifier. Now the next question, what are open statements? See, open statements means, let me write some statements here. X plus 2 is equal to 4. X square equal to 4. X cube minus x equal to 9. X is less than 10. See, these are called as statements. Okay, a compound proposition is called as open statement unless it is having x. So a compound proposition in which x is specified compulsorily, then that statement is called as open statement. So open statement means it is a compound proposition in which x is specified. Okay. Next, what do you mean by Cartesian product? So we have already studied this. Let me repeat it once again. Take a set A, 1, 2, set B, AB. The Cartesian product of these two is indicated as A cross B. Okay. So it is ordered pair of the elements of A and B. Okay, the definition will be like this: ordered pair xy where x belongs to A and y belongs to B. Such set is called as Cartesian product. How to write that? See, 1A, then 1B. Next, 2A and 2B. So this is called as Cartesian product. Okay, means an ordered pair of the elements of both the sets. How to define Cartesian product? Cartesian product is a set. Okay, is a set means ordered pair of set xy where x belongs to A and y belongs to B. So this is an example for that. Next, what is relation and function? See, we have already studied that. These are two two sets, say A and B. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, A, B. Let me take this as A, B, C. Okay, and here 1, 2, 3. So the relation from each element of A to each element of B, that is relation from A to B. So what is relation here? Relation is nothing but the ordered pair of set A and B which indicate the relation between the sets. Okay, for example, what is f of A? F of A is 1, f of B is 2, f of C is 3, like that. This is called as relation. Function means, as usual, the relation from A to B in which there is A in A and there is B in B. That is called as a function. Next, define pigeonhole principle. There are two questions here. Define pigeonhole principle and what is generalized pigeonhole principle. So pigeonhole principle means what? Pigeon is a bird. Okay. So a bird needs a nest. Okay. So in a nest there may be only one pigeon or two pigeons or three pigeons also. Okay. So now what is this pigeonhole principle? If M is the number of pigeons and N is the number of pigeonholes. Pigeonhole is nothing but the nest of pigeon here. Okay. So M is number of pigeons and N is number of pigeonholes. In that case, if M is greater than N, that means number of pigeons are more than number of pigeonholes. That time the number of pigeons which are going to occupy the nest is P plus 1 or more than P plus 1. Okay, so according to this, the number of pigeons occupying one pigeonhole will be, so M minus 1 divided by N, that is P. P is nothing but the number of pigeons occupying one pigeonhole will be M minus 1 divided by N. So this is what? Pigeonhole principle. Now, what is generalized pigeonhole principle? See, this is as per the assumption. Now, as per the principle, actually the number of pigeonholes will be less than P or that. P or less than P. So according to that, number of pigeons will be less than or equal to NP. Okay. Whereas that is equal to N into P. What is P? M minus 1 divided by N. M minus 1 divided by N. N and get cancelled. M minus 1. So according to the assumption, number of pigeons occupying the pigeonhole is M minus 1 divided by N. But as per the generalized pigeonhole principle, it is M minus 1. Okay. Explain the rule of sum and rule of product, which is already we have explained. So rule of sum means what? When a task is performed in M number of ways, okay, one task is performed in M number of ways and another task is performed in N number of ways, then both the tasks can be performed simultaneously in M plus N number of ways, okay, which I represented using the graphical representation also like this. If M is 3 and N is 4, then both can be performed in 3 plus 4 ways, that is 7 ways. So how to represent it? Like this, 3 and then 4. Okay, I gave you the example of BCA College, selection of BCA College. See, if there are 4 colleges, BCA colleges in Gadag and 5 BCA colleges in Hubli, then a student has to choose one BCA college among these 9 colleges. Okay, so in Gadag he can choose in 4 ways. In Hubli he can choose in 5 ways. Then what is the total number of ways of choosing? That is M plus N 4 plus 5, that is equal to 9 ways. Means a student is having 9 options of getting admission into a BCA college. So this is what rule of sum. Rule of product means what? Same here. A task is performed in m ways and one more task is performed in n ways. Then both the tasks can be performed together in m into n ways. So for this I gave you the example of male candidates. If there are 3 male candidates ABC and 4 female candidates 1, 2, 3, 4. They are auditioning for a drama, okay, where out of 7 members they have to make one pair. So how many pairs are possible? That is in terms of m into n. So male 3, female 4, totally 12. So there are 12 ways of getting the pair. Okay, next. What are invertible functions? So this is also we have studied. See, when we have a set A, okay, and set B, there is A in A and there is B in B, and the relation from A to B, okay. So here f of A is nothing but B, okay. Inverse means what exactly? F inverse of B is equal to A. That is the meaning, okay. So for example, if set A is ABC, okay, and set B is 1, 2, 3, okay. How it is indicated? For example, let me take here only ABC and 1, 2, 3, okay. So here f of A is 1, f of B is 2, f of C is 3. How do we write in function format? F of A is 1, f of B is 2, and f of C is 3. Now inverse we write it as f inverse of 1 is A. Here f inverse of 2 is B and f inverse of 3 is C. So this is what? Invertible function. Next, what is composition of a function? Now, consider 3 sets here. A, B, C. Okay. So here, consider the function f. So what is f? The relation from A to B. Next, consider a function g. G is a function, okay, which is relation from B to C. Now, when we are having 3 non-empty sets, f is a function, g is a function, then g composition, this is the symbol, composition, f will be the relation from A to C, that is A to C. So this is G composition F, and this is G composition F of A is equal to G of F of A. So this is called as composition of a function. So what is composition of a function? When we have 3 non-empty sets A, B, C, then F is a function, okay, indicating the relation from A to B, and G is a function indicating the relation from B to C. Then G composition F will be the relation from A to C. In that case, the composition of these 2 functions, G F of A will be G of F of A. Next, find the number of permutations of the word Mississippi. See here, how many letters are there? Totally 11 letters are there. Okay, so therefore it will be 11 factorial. But divided by how many letters are repeated here? C, M not repeated, I repeated. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. Therefore divided by 4 factorial. Next, S repeated 1, 2, 3, 4. That is also 4 factorial. Next, I, P. P is repeated 2 times. Therefore, it is 2 factorial. So, what will be the answer? Calculate it and give me the answer in the comment.